Hello, class. My name is Marcus Anthony. I decided to do my creative contribution on something that has been a passion of mine for the past 20 years at least, and that's ancient African studies, uh, especially as it relates to Europe. Uh, I posted a blog on Tumblr and I presented some images that you probably have never seen before because it's not a very popular subject and sometimes it's a very controversial subject. Um, The first image is that of an ancient Thracian serving dish called a fiale. Now, ancient Thrace was prominent in Greek mythology. It was the home of the Greek hero Odysseus, and it's in modern-day Bulgaria. Now, this serving dish was made of solid gold, and it was found in a tomb where they found a large cache of treasure. But what's peculiar about this dish is it's gold, it's round, and it has rows of concentric circles that display African heads. So for a 2,500-year-old solid gold dish to be found in the middle of Europe displaying African heads, it begs the question as to why were they depicted, on the dishes themselves. The second image depicts the pyramids of Sudan. Now, when we think of pyramids, we automatically think of Egypt. Egypt has 30 pyramids, but a lot of people don't know that Sudan in the south has over 80. And the Sudan of today was the ancient kingdom of Nubia that goes back thousands of years. And the pyramids themselves are not as old as the ones in Egypt, but the more primitive structure employed to build them, the style is older than those of Egypt. The third image is that of an African satyr in Greece. The satyr was a human-headed figure, sometimes with horns, that had two hairy like goat's legs and hooved feet, and they were known to promote a lot of mischief. It's a figure very prominent in Greek mythology. The fourth image are those of the Sudanese pharaohs, uh, Pianki, Taharka, Tanudamin, Shabaka, Shabaraka, and these are the pharaohs that are buried in those pyramids from the other image. And Taharka is especially famous. He's mentioned in Second Kings in the Bible. Uh, the Roman historian Strabo even said that Tarraco, Spain, was named for him thousands of years ago. He was a very prominent, popular figure. The fifth image is an African head of a herald or representative of a coat of arms from a family in Europe. It's the head of what they would call a blackamoor, a person of African ancestry who happened to represent a family by being placed on that family's crest in Europe during the Middle Ages. This other image is extremely important because it dates from the time of Carthage, when Hannibal led his charge against the Romans. He almost conquered Rome, and he had his elephants, 80 war elephants, and he crossed the Alps with these elephants. A lot of them were lost and died on the trip. But what's peculiar is you notice that the figure is African on one side, and there's an elephant on the other side, and that's indicative of that black figure being what they call a mahout. A mahout is the person that drives the elephant, that guides the elephant. So these coins were discovered uh, in a hoard of coins, uh, and they are at least from the third century BC, and that is tantamount to 2,300 years ago, 2,200 years ago, and they depict Africans as being in Carthage, and they must have figured so prominently that they were their representation was minted on coins themselves. So it's questions like that we don't have the answers to that really make me wonder what the African role was in ancient society, especially in Europe. And that concludes my creative contribution. If you go to the page and click on the different images, you can get a pretty much good understanding of where I'm coming from. Thank you.